Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play those karmic themes to help you to see why things are playing out the way that they are. When you're dealing with a karmic, they have the power to make you feel a certain way, and that way is out of alignment with your best and truest self. Is usually is you feel more disempowered, you feel angry, you feel again uh, emotions that keep you blocked. And so, in order to unblock yourself, you have to integrate the spiritual lesson. And that means it's not just about why a person does what they do, but it's why did you attract this person into your life and what are you supposed to do with that energy? How can you shape shift the energy? And again, if it's negative energy where you're like, okay, well, there's um I've integrated it, but I'm still angry. Well, you still have to transmute that negative energy when you've been in a connection with someone that's toxic for long periods of time. And so we're a society that doesn't really teach about spiritual healing. But when I'm talking about spiritual healing, I'm talking about the psychological and the emotional aspects of ourselves when we go through experiences that are traumatic. We perceive ourselves differently, and we perceive the world around us differently. So integrating the spiritual lesson is really important. All right. I don't want to take too long today at the intro. So if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. All videos that I give away are done live. Understand I believe in spiritual law. You can ask me all the questions the day before, like send me an email. I never say your name, so no one will ever even know that it's you unless you make it known. So again, if this is something that interests you, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word the video. I want to thank all my new and old subscribers. Thank you so much for the support and the love. Love you guys. You guys are great. Of course you are. You follow me. So I know that. All right. Exquisiteness. That is the energy. The energy is that I feel like someone thinks that you're very unique, exquisite. Exquisite is better than beautiful. It's rare. It's like you're rare. You're exquisite. Like you don't see that all the time. So I feel like someone is perceiving you as very exquisite. Now I can see why we're gonna do this reading a little bit differently because I'm tired of getting the same messages. It's like I thought I'd give myself a break and the energy is still kind of the same. So I'm gonna try and do it from a different perception. I'm like, wow, someone really needs to hear this reading. All right. I wanted to send you a message today, but I was afraid to. I don't know if you want to hear from me or if I can say the right thing to you. Well, I kind of feel like when you were dealing with this person, they didn't think that you were that exquisite, you know? Or if they did, it wasn't as positive. It was like, wow, you're different. And I don't know how I like that. It kind of triggered them a little bit. It's like, most girls do XYZ, and that could be uh like to talk about themselves and like to be very flirty and give them a lot of attention. And most guys act this way, I mean, stereotype, and you don't do that. And so they can't really stereotype you. So what they're seeing is since their perception of you was so different, well, then maybe you don't want to hear from them. And maybe again, um, their perception of what you guys had was off because their perception of you was different. That meaning the spiritual connection that they had for you was always there. There was always a connection. There was always passion, meaning like attraction, a lot of attraction, um, where there would be a lot of passion if you guys were not together. That there's just that energy because there's a spiritual connection. But I believe that they didn't look at you as if you were like exquisite, like different, like rare. Then you were seen as boring. You were seen as, someone that the like only talks about work, like only talks about like things that you're doing. You weren't giving them the attention. Like most of the time, this person felt like they only needed to give a little attention, and people would fall all over them, and you're not doing that. And so again, since I misread you, maybe you don't want to hear from me at all. It's like, and that's this person's like afraid of that. So it's almost like I feel like whatever they did, they're like, I'm afraid to make a move because that like I know that it'll be the end. If you don't want to hear from me, it's gonna be the end. And I don't think that they're ready for that. Sometimes I feel like you're speaking to me in my head. At times it triggers me because I wonder how much you can see into me. I feel like you knew that this person like is insecure. I feel like not in the beginning. In the beginning, you thought that this person was someone that was strong because I think that you misjudged strong um, because they were like a little arrogant. They acted strong, like again, big ego where now that you're looking at this person, you're seeing, oh, wait a minute, you're not really that strong. You're weak. I looked at like the persona of what you were showing me again, whether you're acting mean, acting like you don't have emotions, acting like you don't care, like as strong, almost like not that that's strong, but that they were strong. And I can't really explain it. It's almost like you associated that when you first met them, again, because they were reserved. And I feel like, again, it was just something like, again, very, very masculine energy. Like, I'm not going to share with you every emotion and everything. That's not what I do. They were like reserved. However, like you spent time with them and talked to them, and it could not even been like a lot of time. I feel like this person was in and out of your life, and but you would talk to them and have like deep conversation, just not conversation that they wanted to hear at that time. And so the conversation was like about life, and it was about um character. Like you were teaching this person about character, you were teaching this person about spiritual stuff, is what I'm really getting at, like which is involved about their character. And I feel like you were trying to tell them in a roundabout way because you knew that they were a bit of a player. And you also knew that like their lifestyle would eventually like backfire on them. You knew eventually whatever that they were doing, it wasn't going to bring positive effects. So I feel like this person is insecure, and they usually are someone that tends to go for lower hanging fruit because it's just easier, and they don't like to put in a lot of effort, and they also don't want to be seen as like inadequate. So to be with someone that's like on a lower vibration than them, and that's someone that can't take care of themselves. It's someone that wants to be with them because of what they have. And it's like, so I feel like you would tell this person, I don't really care what you have. I care about how you treat me. Again, going back to like you talking to them like about the spiritual stuff, about their character. And again, they didn't want to hear it at the time, but now they see that that's really who you are. That's like how you live, that you live in alignment that way. And it's exquisite to them. It's different. It's unique. They like it. They didn't like it, but now they like it. And so again, And what they say is union is an energy. So even though like we're not together, I can still feel like you. Like I'm understanding what a spiritual connection is. Where I don't think that this person ever had a spiritual connection. They were never open to a spiritual connection. But I feel like they've always had the upper hand. And so between having that cocky exterior of always having the upper hand and being used to being with people that are lower hanging fruit, this person really um, was caught up in getting a lot of attention for a long time. And here it is, it's like you're not doing it. And you had a strong connection to them. So I think that they assumed that you were gonna react a certain way. And this goes to show you this person says, I feel like I don't deserve your love. I'm worried you'll leave me when you see who I really am. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this person didn't treat you well. And they had a persona, they created a persona. They knew that that's what they were doing. They weren't being transparent with you. And what it is it's like I feel like this person really wanted to be with someone that was a bit more flashier, maybe drove a fancier car or, worked a better job or, just again was from a left brain perspective seen as successful. So it could be a lawyer, could be a doctor, could be, someone that they so wanted to be with, that they perceived that they would need to be with to make them look a certain way. And so now what they're seeing is, wow, you're someone that's different. You're someone that's unique. And what they see is that they're not really somebody that's like that. And so I feel like you haven't really, you know, fallen for their tricks of, you know, of wanting to be in their life. You didn't want to stay in their life once you saw that they weren't viewing you from who you are, but through their perception of you. So you detach from this person. I don't think that this person thought anything when you detach from them. I feel like they were really in their ego. They were having a good time. And now they're going through physical and emotional ascension symptoms and that they need space to rest. But from a higher perspective, they're releasing old energy. So it's again, they're changing. And part of that is some of the people that they've hung around with. I feel like the energy is again on a low vibration. This person would pick people to like us not just hang out with to like on a romantic level, or like because it wasn't even a romantic, it was like just a hookup. And then the people that they hung out with, it just they were able to stay in a low vibration. Let's just put it that way. They were able to like hang out at the bar all day. They were able to like, maybe in their spare time. I'm just saying, like they weren't in having any hobbies or interests. That was their interest to sit on the bar stool and hang out with certain people. But now they're looking around and they're seeing like some of those people obviously don't have their best interest at hand. They don't even have their own best interest at hand. So they're starting to say, who the hell am I hanging out with? What am I doing? Like now that you're not in their life. I feel like this person's like inner child, like needs to be healed. I feel like this person does not feel like they're deserving of you. They are going through like this awakening, but part of the awakening is that they need to heal their inner child. Okay, like that needs to come first before they're with you. It's like because they know it. And it's almost like this person sees you like as somebody that they like that's like wifey or husband material. Okay. That's where they're at. And they know I can't really come into your life without being like on a better version of myself. I can't come back to you the same way that I left. And so part of that is, they have to take a real hard look at themselves. And so, when you begin to look at yourself, you wind up going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is like, wow, how did I get here? Why am I here? Why do I feel this way? It's again, it leads this person back to their childhood. Just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. This person, again, likes the fact that you're like someone that is interactive in the community, someone that, participates, someone that is not all about like the show, but that you're not all about the show. Like you're exquisite because your heart really is that you really are out in the community and being of service. And that means like joining fundraisers, and that means participating in those fundraisers, whether it's earn like helping like kids at college to make money, or children raising money for children is what I'm trying to say, or whether it's raising money for some sickness or for some cause, or just trying to make the community a better place where everybody knows you in the community because of who you are. Like there's an asset that like you're different. Like what you do for a living is might be very different too. So it's like this person just sees you as like, wow, like you do what you want and you're happy and your life is happy. And you used to talk to me all the time about, you know, um, life and about creating and manifesting and just spiritual topics and about character, about how my character needs to be and what would be, and I would never take you seriously. And I feel like this person, like, again, the karmic consequences from sitting on the bar stool and hanging out with certain people and just not having any roots anywhere, and kind of having the Peter Pan syndrome, whether that's a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. It's just somebody that was very non-committal. Um, the effects are catching up. They're changing. And that's because you were like, I would see that you're not really taking me seriously. You're not giving me the time. It was obvious. They would come into your life and be there for a certain amount of time, but they weren't giving you anything. So you knew that they were giving someone else. So of course you detached. But not until you detach from this person and left did this person compare. And I think it's because they hooked up with one too many people that, did to them what they do to people normally, people that just want to use them, people that just want to take advantage, the people again that aren't honest, the people just don't have good morals. People that also have addictions, people that are just partying too much. Again, people that they wouldn't, if they have children, definitely wouldn't want them to be around their children, wouldn't want to bring them home to their family, wouldn't want the, those type of people. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. So this is where this person is like they want to do different. And the reason why is because they daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual, other times they visualize their future with you. And it's because they're not happy. I feel like they, when you were available there and wanted this, they just were not in that space. They were in a space of, wanting to get their ego fed, Um, but the thing is that now, like once they hung out with you, it's like once our conversations are lighthearted and playful, it just eases the tension when we talk sometimes, but that there's a good camaraderie. But they also, it bothers them that sometimes that there's tension because they know that they haven't treated you right. And the thing is, it's like, I feel like you would say things, but you also knew not to say too much to this person because they would, get triggered and shut down. And I'm saying this is the person again is going through an awakening and they know more than they're letting on. So I feel like again, they may be acting like that they're not interested in you at all. They may be like not really understanding, like for a long time may not have understood why life was what it is, but they're like starting to understand. But I feel like it's also like the people around them. Listen, whenever you go through an awakening, you change. This person wants to change. So you may say, oh, you don't even know the people that you're hanging out with. This person is like, I'm quite aware of who I'm around, and I'm quite aware of how I was living, that I was in my old patterns, but I'm changing those patterns and I'm moving forward. Because again, there's like the passion. This person can see their life with you. It's like they feel like they would have a lot in common with you. They feel like you may need to like do some healing, though. I mean, like both of you need to do healing because it says our union energy needs clearing. Repeat this 11 times with slow, deep breaths. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. So again, this person knows that they didn't treat you well. And so they're concerned because it's like, I didn't see you for who you were. Like I thought like your exquisiteness was more triggering to this person. It was more this person valued name brands, the glitter, the sparkly, the money more than they appreciated like the authenticity of you in the beginning. But I feel like this person is again hooked up with one too many people, like at that bar or, just like on Instagram, just wherever they met them, and just people that they were all show no go, people that just wanted to use them. So they were all flashy and they look good, but they were out there looking for the same thing that this person was looking for. And it was so shallow and it was so empty. When meanwhile, they had a connection with you the whole time. But they were like, maybe there's something better out there. Like, I'm not going to give any energy to this. And they know that. So that's why they're like, like you're like, I don't know whether I want to even take you back because you didn't treat me well. Our mission is to be unconditional love. Clearing our programming is necessary part of opening our hearts. So this, like again, if this is a twin flame connection, that's forgiveness obviously would be one thing. And learning what unconditional love is, which is forgiveness, where you may be like, I don't know if I can forgive you. That might be something that you have a hard time with to begin with. Because, like I said, this person is afraid to contact you because they already know that, like I did, like you're probably not gonna like want to even talk to me. Maybe you will. Maybe you still have feelings. They don't know. They just know that if they reach out to you and you don't want to talk to them, you'll probably never talk to them ever again, and they regret it. So it's again that there is a spiritual connection here, and it keeps saying it. Surrender brings us together faster than resistance. So again, I feel like you're resisting it because you're like, I don't really want it. There are subconscious fears affecting our ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us make them conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. So again, this is definitely a spiritual connection because what we see here is like when you wanted this person, they didn't want you. Now they want you, you don't want them. So again, what we see, like again, that energy, that little swap and really it's easier just to walk away after a certain, but understand like you're not 100% walked away. There's a part of you that is resistant, but you're also like not letting this person in, and that could be because you're like, I don't know what I want to do. And that's the subconscious blocks are, this person abandoned you. They weren't there. They chose someone else. You know that. It's like they wanted to see what that was going to be like. And so you're like, I don't know if I want to be with you now. It's like, and they're like, and their fear of coming towards you because again, if you reject me, you're never going to want to talk to me ever again. I don't think I'm ready to hear that. I don't know whether you want to hear from me or not. If I could just bump into you. But then there's also that essence where you're like, and if you need to do that, then you're not transparent either. where this person is like they're just not on they're definitely not, you're on a higher vibration. They almost come out as if they're younger than you, and it's not because that they're younger. I feel like it's just because they're emotionally, like, they don't know how to handle like the situation. It's like to come back and apologize that made them feel weak, so they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to show how much they cared. They would that, like, usually people come back to them. You're not that person. This person says, "Oh, you're different. You're different on all accounts. You show up in my dreams. It helps me process buried memories." Again, we know that this is definitely, definitely, definitely a past life connection. One that's to bring healing, to help heal those subconscious blocks. I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. This person like is like, I don't know if you don't want to be with me. I don't know whether I'm good enough. Again, it's all their blocks, which is, but then also what they did, because of it. See, they wouldn't have needed to be with someone that was so sparkly and someone that was getting like that had looked like they had a lot of money and looked like they had a certain life if they felt good about themselves. And because you were again living your truth, and someone that, isn't like someone that's phony baloney. Like the people that they were hooking up with were phony baloney, either alcoholic or just barflies, people that again were not really happy with their life, just that was their entertainment every day, not really doing anything else, or winding up with people that looked all showy and nice and then, coming on really fast and really strong, but there was no substance. It was just, what are you going to get me? Now that we've hooked up and I've given you some sugar, now what are you going to give me in return? That type of energy where this person's like, would still didn't have any emotional connection with you. There was always an emotional connection. It was the fact again that you were different, that you were that you again you have confidence. And I think it brought out this person's insecurity. I think it brought out this person's like they feel uncomfortable. And like again that you were so free with who you are. And that means and having these authentic connections that, like I said, this person was all about the show. So I feel like they are awakening. It's not like they're not. We'll see what they're going to do, and then we're going to see why you attracted this person into your life. So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Okay, well, they believe in the impossible. They daydream. They want a romantic ending. Again, this is like so like twin flamey, okay? Like I don't want to say it, but it's like fairy tale ending. Okay, believe in the impossible. Okay, like again, the runner, the chaser, the inner child healing, the feeling inadequate, that like person needs to raise their vibration. Again, what they want, like again, this right now, again, they're on a spiritual quest. And that's by going inward. This is, again, we know this because they're going through this awakening, and which is a spiritual quest. It is like a catch-22 because it's like they have to purge out all this spiritual blocks, and purging out, they have to pretty much, look and really see how they took responsibility. However, they also have this connection with you. So they have to do the healing, like I said. So it's complex, it's complicated. Um, but they are going inward. It's like, and they want it because they want to solve the problem. That's what they want to do. They want to sort out their issues. That's where they are now. yeah, this person like sees it as like again, you and this person would be first of all, you're very tempting, but that it's they see your goodness and that the relationship would be so abundant. This is why this person like is like I feel like they studied you. And it's like they're like, I like everything about you now. I don't know why I didn't see what was there the whole time, but I see you are the catch. I see that this connection would be so like abundant. It would be so, and I think it's because again, this person also sees you as a teacher. Again, they see that. It's again, it's like they're learning. They see you as the master. So some of you may be healers yourself, but I feel like this person like this person's going to take a gamble, okay? Like they're taking a gamble. They're going to take that risk because they want to see what happens next. They don't like this in between. They're not going to be able to stay in this in between phase. You know, it's going to unfold very soon. Okay. And the reason why is because this person feels you feel like home. Okay. That's why. So they're going to be courageous. Okay. They are unflappable courage. I never heard of that unflappable courage, but it's again, they are navigating uncharted territory. Okay. It's like this is like a bold destination or bust. And the reason why is because they know that you're their soulmate. They know it, so they're coming back. And this is what they feel. However, this person knows that they were, that they were cold and sarcastic, and they know also that they tend to be controlling. This person is like, this is not easy for this person to come back, is what Spirit's saying. It's like they had to do a lot of healing, okay? They had to do a lot of healing. They had to go within, okay? They had to be by themselves for a long time and really like think of it and do their healing. But I feel like that's why this person is coming back. It's like they've done the healing, they just tired. And I also feel like from hanging out with some of the people that they hung out with, it brought them really bad luck. It was again abusive. It was like like the people like I just feel like it's such a low vibration. So it didn't make this person open up. It made them shut down. It's like the people were negative. So it's not even like they could really be friends because again, there was no loyalty. If anything, this person would be like ridiculed and mocked like behind their back. I feel like at at the bar because they would act a certain way. So I feel like they just weren't comfortable. They were putting themselves in a situation that was cutting themselves off from love, almost like they were punishing themselves, okay? Where really I feel like again the people that were around them. So for some, that was another reason. So some of you guys, your person like just was hanging out with people, a lot of people, and they just got tired of hooking up and not really having true connections with people that were not really on a good vibration, that they were phony, that they were phony, and that again, they focused on the wrong things and not treating them well at all. And both places were not really treating this person at all, okay? Like, and publicly sometimes, So I feel like that's why this person wants to come back because they're like seeing the difference. They're like, I had a good connection. And though I thought that you were so different, now I'm seeing like, wow, like you're what's important. And I guess today, when you are in alignment with doing the right thing in life, you know, uh, you are exquisite because you're not someone that sleeps around. You're not someone that lies about who you are. You say what you mean. You mean what you say. You're out and about. You're someone of good character. That's what this person saw. They're like, I actually have a lot in common with you. I didn't think I had anything in common with you. But now I'm sitting here and I really watched you once you detached from me. And I see that you're everything and it's not really about the quantity. Yeah, I have options, but those options aren't good. And I'm realizing that. And that's really what I feel like. Because those options, again, those people, even if they're not even options, just people, they don't care, and hurt people. Again, people on a low vibration are not gonna be able to support, that's too many, support person. Like I don't feel like your person is really on a low vibration. They were keeping themselves in a low vibration so that they can like hook up with certain people and they were on a low vibration. I should say I do feel like they were on a low vibration because again, just not in a mean, malicious way. Like because they don't like who they are, because they need to do their inner healing work. But because it's a twin flame connection, this person wants to come back in a better position, and they are because they're doing the work, and that's what makes me feel like they're not negative. They were negative. They don't know whether you'll take them back, but they're going to risk it one way or the other because they're like, I don't want it to be a missed opportunity because of that. So we say, why did you attract this person into your life? And we pull your inner child wounds, right? The inner child cards to look at your wounds. What you see is the energy of the wound tends to continue to play out as karmic themes within other relationships when you don't heal the inner child wounds. So the first card now is security and safety. Whoops. Whoa. Ooh. Abuse. That one fell out. Discipline. I like that one. Hmm. Oppression. Support. Disassociated. Sick. And then I'm gonna pull from my fearless deck. Warrior of Light. The Alchemist. Soul's Calling. So, well, I know for a fact that a soulmate twin flame connection for sure, because again, the alchemist. But why you attracted this person into your life? Well, it's again because you grew up in an environment where there was abuse. There was no support, no emotional support. There was just no support, no security or safety. So that was what was harsh. So when we don't have a strong connection to our family, our ancestors, we will always have a root chakra imbalance. We're not going to be as connected to the physical body because it doesn't feel good to not be supported. It doesn't feel good to not feel safe, especially if the reason why was you were oppressed, someone kept you down, someone stole your energy, someone pushed you down. That's emotional abuse. They oppressed you. So you weren't allowed to be your true self. And there was abuse, and abuse that was so bad that you disassociated, you detached. So that as children, you can't run away when you're hit or when you're getting screamed at or when you're terrified, really. I mean, disassociated means that you were terrified that there was trauma. And it happened more than one time because there was abuse. And part of that abuse was kept keeping you down. There was no support, there was no security. So very severe root chakra imbalance, which meant that you weren't disciplined to create yourself, to find yourself, because you were in survival mode. Because if you were so busy trying to like find safety, and support, security, safety and support, security. I mean, we see all of it here. Safety, support, with all of it. You didn't have any of it. There wasn't any support really financially. Maybe you had the food on your table, but everything else you had to, and a roof over your head, but you had to like fend for everything else yourself. And there, as a child, you needed things. Maybe there just wasn't enough money. It's again, but the security of to being able to tell your parents, to be able to feel comfortable enough to tell your parents is that support where I feel like you weren't. Again, the abuse is psychological, meaning like if you don't have, we don't have it, so you're not worthy of it, or you're not worth the money. It's again, by trying to keep you down, oppressing you, making you feel as if there's something wrong with you. Again, parents that are spiritually sick, unfortunately, put that back on to their children. They project. And so again, the abuse could just be psychological and emotional. So you felt like you didn't have support. You felt like there wasn't security. And again, the way that you got your emotional support was maybe through your friends or maybe through, just investing your time not in any one thing, so nothing really ever manifested. You never really found your soul's path. You never found your craft. You never found the thing that was going to create the abundance in your life, because the abundance is it comes from you becoming the energy of unconditional love by doing what you love, by the passions in life, and that can't be a person. And so Spirit says, so there was a lot of ancestral karma. And because there was, you went about life not feeling good about yourself, not coming from your true self, and you accumulated more negative energy, making you perceive as if there was something wrong with you. And now I feel like you've healed. You've done a lot of work already. And I say that because you got three awesome freaking cards. You got Warrior of Light, using your passion to fight for what you believe in. Stand your ground, meaning whatever it is that you're loving, it's again, you're doing, you're creating. This person sees it as exquisite because it's again, you march to your own drum beat. Like they never met anyone like that. What you see is what you get. Like you're really a pure person. You're really a good person. Um, and Spirit says again, stand your ground, whatever situation you come into contact with, because people will always try to take advantage of a kind heart. And so even with this person, Spirit says, you know who this person is. They're on a lower vibration. You have to stand your ground because they do love you. They will bend to you, even though they took a long time. I feel like they learned their lesson. You're going to get a different version of this person when they come back. And so Spirit's saying it's also like whatever you're doing and you love and you're passionate about, don't give up on yourself. It's part of your soul's calling. It's what you're meant to do. So Spirit's just says, listen to the whisper of your soul guiding you. And this is align your actions and values. So when you are aligning your actions with your values and your values are on a higher state of consciousness, all driven from unconditional love. And here it is, your twin flame coming into your life that is learning the lessons of unconditional love because they could not break this connection. Even though they were arrogant, they had to come back. They had to surrender their ego. They don't know what's going to happen. If they're going to take a gamble, it's a roll of the dice. But, you know, they don't know. And the reason why is because their soul is telling them to. It's part of their soul's calling to help you on your soul's calling, on your soul's path, what you came here to do. And the Spirit says, so that you both can transmute the negative energy. That's what the twin flame connection does. They're using the power to turn the adversity into opportunity, create positive change. Again, and that's through manifesting, through creating something together. You're already on your soul's path. This person comes back into your life. They come in more humble. They apologize. And they are bringing something to the table if you're the twin flame, something that is going to help you within your business, within the art of creation. See, it's through the focus of creation that you're not looking at your wounds. You're not getting triggered. You don't need to control. It's none of that. It's you surrender to, I love what I'm doing. I'm the energy of love. And then you're able to not take things personally. So you're able to really learn and how to integrate, and you will integrate the spiritual lessons of compassion, vulnerability, forgiveness. Obviously, if this person comes back, you're going to have to exercise forgiveness. And you're like, I don't really know. And Spirit says, you won't know until that time. Because again, no matter which way you look at it, like you can't escape what they did. And that's what it is. But do you love this person unconditionally? Like that you can forgive. A lot of people can't. But Spirit says has the power to be a twin flame connection where this person would come back different. And it's again so that you both can alchemize that negative energy from childhood so that you can through the act of creation while learning all the spiritual characteristics of how we're supposed to be. That Christ consciousness, which is just unconditional love, the highest state of consciousness, it's not a thing to do with a religion. It has to do with the behavior of that deity, of that person, that gives unconditional love, regardless of the pain, regardless of what has been done, which it's not easy. You don't want to do it. It's about being vulnerable when you haven't been vulnerable or haven't been taught to be vulnerable because you were brought up in an environment that you were abused in. It's about learning compassion. Again, by putting yourself in someone else's shoes. When you grow up in survival, you tend to only think about yourself. And Spirit says, both parties grew up in that type of environment. So again, that's why they can identify. You just lived more from the creative mind where you march to your own drum. You're a creative person. You're an intuitive person. You're a spiritual person. This person did not. They live more from their ego, their left brain. So there are someone that's very smart, book smart. They're not very spiritual smart. So again, it's all about to alchemize that the negative energies that you both accumulated through your lifetime, through again, not just the past life, but this life, the families that you were born into, the times that you were born, and all that, the relationship, drama, everything gets transmuted through the act of creation because then you're going to see yourself differently and people then see you differently. And that is what helps you see yourself differently because as you're creating, you're changing, you're healing, you're evolving, and people are seeing that. And Spirit leaves it off with this faithfulness. Commit to your mind, heart, and will. Be devoted to the needs of your soul. Trust in yourself, in God, and the universe, and that the universe always brings you what you need. So again, this person is someone that the universe feels would help you heal. You always have free will. However, Spirit says when it's a twin, it's hard to like say no because there's a lot of passion, like you said. That's with this person. But don't get me wrong, there is a lot of healing that needs to be done. And the first one is through healing, forgiving this connection so that you can again learn other connections. And that is how you integrate, and then both parties will no longer be disassociated from, again, themselves, pieces of themselves, fragmented. That's the way that we heal. I'm gonna leave that there. You let me know how you like this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.